cry. Oh yeah. Oh, just an old sweet song keeps Tuskegee on my mind. Give it up for Tuskegee, y'all. We love this place.
Hello, Tuskegee. We are here in front of Tiger Paws in downtown beautiful Tuskegee to support none other than the future mayor of the city of Tuskegee, Mr. Lawrence Tony Haygood. It is our pleasure to gather here and show him how much we support him. Wishing him all the luck and God's graces, and we thank you very much for your support.
No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just stay on and stay by. And darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by. Stand by. Stand by. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. My love has stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by. Stand by me. Stand by. Come on, baby. Somebody put your hands together right there.
Congratulations, Tony. I couldn't be more proud to be your neighbor, and I couldn't be more proud that you're running for the mayor of the beautiful city of Tuskegee. So congratulations before the fact, just for getting out there and running. And you've got my heart. And I really hope that we can do some wonderful, great things that this city deserves. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tony. I believe that you're the man for such a time as this. We look forward to working with you, and we're going to do everything we can do that we can to support you. God bless you, brother.
Haygood. Okay, first of all, I'm new to the area, so I've got a lot to learn here, but I've met Tony before, and I like his personality and the whole bit, but I'm really here to learn tonight. Find out what changes are we going to try and make and what the plans are to make them. Yep.
Now, where are you from?
Well, I came here from Rochester, New York, but before that I was somewhere else. I goes all the way back to Virginia Beach, Virginia, so.
How long have you been knowing Mr. Haygood?
I met him when I got here in 2009. Just a casual invitation, I don't know him well, but I see him every election day. Yeah.
You think he'll make a good mayor?
I think so. His character seems to be solid, somebody you can trust.
Thank you, sir.
For sure. Thank you.
When I've lost my direction, you're the compass for my way. You're the firelight when nights are long and cold. In sadness, you are the laughter that shadows on my feet. We need a wall. Your hand is there to hold. You are why I find pleasure in the simple things in life. You're the music in the middle and the street. The voices of the children, my family and my home. You're the source and finish of my highest dream. Whoa. the center of my joy. Jesus, you are the center of my joy. You are everything, 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 everything. You're my joy in my sorrow. You're my hope for tomorrow. When I'm lonely, feeling sad, you are the lifter of my head. You're my music. You're my song. You're my joy. All day long. Oh, Jesus, you're the center of my joy.
Congratulations, Brother Haygood. We wish you Godspeed in this endeavor that you've started. It is our prayer that God's will allow you to provide the leadership that we so desperately need as we move into the 21st century. We are praying for you. We're supporting you any way that we can. And we pray that God's will be done.
Look forward to a future direction.
Thank all of you for coming out tonight and taking out your time, because I know we all have things to do in the afternoon. We originally had looked at Saturday, but many people had conflicts with Saturday. So I appreciate you taking our time on a Thursday evening. We're excited about what we're about to do. We have some people who want to make some changes. We know what Tuskegee is capable of. We know what we were once before. That's right. And we really want to get back to what we were and far beyond. And that depends on us pulling together. We've got all kind of talent in this community, and you know that. We've got all kind of intelligence in this community. We have good people with good hearts and good spirits, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take some hard work, but you know, once you get started, you get going in the right direction, things start rolling, and they get going well, and they get better and better and better and better. You started that, not because you're here with me, and I do appreciate it, but because you care about Tuskegee. And that's the key thing. We've got to pull together to take our city in the right direction. We all know what it can do. We all love it here. That's why we're here. That's why we stay. Some people have been in and out. We come in and out, but we know what Tuskegee is really capable of. And this gives us an opportunity to make it go to what it can be, so you can benefit, but more so everybody else can benefit. The future benefits. Our children benefit. The people who did things in the past in here in Tuskegee, they didn't do them selfishly. I heard the Tuskegee Airmen say, when the man asked them, said, well, what were you thinking about when you did this? They said they weren't thinking about history. They were thinking about doing the best that they could do for the time that they were there. They knew they had a challenge, and yes, they would represent us as the people, but they knew that it was time to do something to show what Tuskegee and our people could do. And they did exceptionally well. And that's why history lists them as some of the greatest people that have ever been and ever done anything. That has been the story of Tuskegee and Tuskegee University and the entire community. So we look forward to doing that and what we're looking forward to in the next several years. We talk about economic development, getting businesses going again, bringing jobs back to Tuskegee. There are opportunities of people waiting to come here. If we show them the right atmosphere, the right attitude, and the right workforce, people will come here. That's no question. They're waiting to come here. There are people who want to come here and do what the O'Rourke's did. They want to invest here. But while O'Rourke's has some people that encourage them, we don't have enough other people who are here and outside who've been encouraged enough to take that step like they did. And we've got to set up an atmosphere that encourages business and business people. We've got to look at improving things for the quality of life of us who live here. So we all live here, we make the sacrifices because some things are not what they should be, but we stay and we work on it because we love the community. But we want to improve your quality of life, my quality of life, your children's quality of life, so they'll want to stay, and the folks on the campus, so some of their top talent will want to stay in Tuskegee. When we improve the quality of life and give good things going on here, people will stay here. They will contribute here, and we will see our community grow just like other communities are growing. We don't have to be that big a community. Pike Grove's not that big. Pike Grove is growing, and they're improving, and they're going to get better. And that's what we can do in Tuskegee. We can improve, and then we'll start to grow and get better. So I'm very encouraged by you being here. I want to thank each and every one of you by what you've done. Sure, this is a fundraiser. We need the funds. That's just something you happen to have in political race. But more than anything else, we need the encouragement. I've had people say things to me that have encouraged me to do when I decided to do it. I don't know how. I was talking to somebody yesterday, how you get out there, next thing you know, you're out there. You're in the water, you start floating along, and you're moving with the flow. And next thing you know, you look back, you're so far back, you can't turn back. That's right. That's right. But the good thing about it, you're giving encouraging words. I had a person who was 90-something years old. I think she's over 95. Wow. Approaching 100. She said to me 2 weeks ago, "Haygood, glad to see you out there. But we got to get going. Glad to see you out there. The street word said we got to get going and get on the fire." So that's very encouraging that people see and are anxious to do, because we've got to put this community back together again to where we know it can be. That's right. And as I said, I'm enjoying working with you in this process. We know it can go a lot further. We know it can go a lot higher. And we know we can capitalize on what you all contribute. That's right. There are a lot of people here. There are so many people here that can do things that's unreal. But that spirit has been dimmed down because we go along and get along and feel that's all right. And it's not all right. It's not all right for Tuskegee being in the business. There's too many businesses that are closed up, too many houses that are boarded up, too many streets that got potholes, too many utilities that are too high for us to accept these kind of conditions. We can do better. We're going to do better. I'll be glad to talk to you about anything that you'd like to talk about or answer any questions that you have. But my thing is my main point centered around a few things. Number one is about getting the city financially stable. Councilwoman Moon is here, and I appreciate her coming back by. Appreciate her. We have fought to identify how we can stabilize the city financially, because if you get stable just like in your own household, then you can do some things. But if you're paying for necessities just to survive, you can't go out and buy anything else. You can't patch no streets. I don't care what they say. You can't take down the houses when it takes $4,000 to $6,000 to take down a house that has asbestos in it and lead-based paint. That's why we don't knock down all these houses, because you can't just go knock them down. EPA will be on your back and hit you with fines. So we have to do it the right way. It takes a little money. But we've got to get the city stabilized financially so we can do that. Then we can offer more in our recreational program. We started it a few years ago, and it's going well for some students and some families, but we want to expand it. We can have better conditions in our city. That square is an outstanding place. Yes. And we need to capitalize on that. When we had a Carnival Festival a couple of weekend or so ago, it was outstanding out there. I really enjoyed it. The thing about it, you saw people get together, make it happen. Every part of it was enjoyable, and the citizens, most of all, enjoyed themselves and their family in a family atmosphere. That's what we can do in Tuskegee. So I don't want to talk long. Just highlight a few things, as I said: improving the conditions here where we live, making it a safer community, strengthening our police department and fire department, getting a handle on our utilities so we can all hang in there with utilities, because I know it's a sensitive spot for some people. I'm not going to promise anything except to try to get it in a better shape. And I do believe it can be in better shape. I've been on Utilities Board for a year, and I've seen some things and worked on some things, and we can do some things better. I'll do my part to help make it better. And we'll need the citizens to do their part. It's not going to be a miracle, and I'm not going to say it's going to flip overnight, but we're going to get it better, where we can have more people be comfortable in their houses and in this community, and not let that be a barrier to development for people coming in here. The other thing we want is to continue to strengthen recreation and work with our youth as we can here, work with the campus, and have a strong relationship between Tuskegee University campus and Tuskegee. There's too much here that was established here between the two communities to let it be divided. It's too much economic opportunity for this community like others do. Other college communities don't divide and miss that opportunity to work for the campus that's right there. Because we need to strengthen the campus, and the campus needs to strengthen the community. That's something you do together, and it's done when you work together. You decide you can do that. Now, if this guy up here with Paul Ryan and Donald Clown Trump can work with that kind of way to talk about working together, we can easily work together here. And I simply say this because you see other folks who can't get in the same room together, all of a sudden they figure a way to work together because they know they got to go down the same track in the same direction. That's what we have to do. But I won't prolong it, as I said. I'll take any questions that you have, then we can get back to that good music. Because it was nice flowing music, and I want you to enjoy yourselves and have a good time. I want to thank all the people who are on the committee already working. I invite you to join the committees here and thank each and every person for what they've done. We're going to have a function on June 4th, and that's at Washington Chapel Parish House on June 4th. So we'll be sending out invitations. If you'd like to come, let us know, because we're trying to get to key people who will get out in the community and continue to work. But I thank everyone here who has participated in any way, shape, form, or capacity. Anyone who said a good word to me, because at times it's kind of awkward. You find yourself rolling along, continuing on. And those who've actually pushed, because there have been some people who've been pushing me. And so I've had to just keep rolling and keep going. But I thank you for it, because that's what is needed. So we'll take any questions if anyone has at this time. Very brief.
Mine was just a comment, and just to remind everyone, just like President Obama, without a Congress that's working with you, you can't shut down. So we need a council to work with our new mayor. And so we need each of us in our respective districts to make sure that we are looking at candidates who are of a like mind. Okay? Just a reminder, and I think we have some of those candidates here, and they need to make themselves known and chat with everybody in the audience. Thank you.
Thank you. Any elected officials here? First of all, Councilwoman Moon. Thank her for being here. Any other council persons, any other elected officials here? We'd like to recognize any candidates who are here. We'd like to make themselves recognized.
Noah Hopkins, District 2, City Council.
Noah Hopkins, District 2, City Council. Any other candidates? There we go.
City Council, District 3.
We didn't hear you, Zaki.
And I'm Fatis Henderson, City Council, District 3.
Zaki
You ought to have your vote.
Henderson,
City Council, District 3.
We also aiding us with the music tonight, the musical equipment. Thank you, Fatis.
Got Lenora Good for Place 1 Utility Board for the third time.
Lenora Good, Place 1 Utility Board, and that's not the same place that Mr. Washington is running in. Mr. Washington holds Place 2 for those who are supporting Mr. Washington. Place 1 will be an open seat because the person in that place is running for the place I'm vacating so I can run for mayor.
Yeah.
So we'll let that person, but Place 1 will be an open spot. It's not Mr. Washington's spot. We just want to clarify that. Thank you, Ms. Good. Any other candidates here? Any other persons who want to be a candidate might want to announce later here. So y'all still thinking about it? Okay, any questions? Very briefly, I'd be glad to answer any questions, any topics. Okay, I'll close out by, yes ma'am.
What's your opinion on the city manager position? City manager, mayor.
Okay, in all honesty, I didn't favor the change to city manager, but I support it because it came about. It can work when you work with it and you support the city manager, you respect the city manager. You have to work with it. I think you can be effective with mayor council as some other cities have. I always say that, but I have no problem working with the city manager, and I work well with our city manager now. Mr. James Harper. Jim Harper is our current city manager. I think he's doing an excellent job. Over the last year, with the challenges we faced, we found out near the end of December that all of a sudden we had all these bills that came to us that had been kind of put under the rug. Over $500,000 in debt that we had. And so he went to work with Ms. Williams, our finance person, and saved over $600,000 in this last year. Although we had $100,000 less in occupational tax because of some of the layoffs. So I think he's doing a great job. I can work with the city manager. He can concentrate on the day-to-day things. We work with him in the planning, and it can be a good team. That's what we're going to put together. Good council, good city manager, and it can work. We haven't seen the best of it because we've only seen it work partially. There hasn't been a working together like it needs to be. But when it is a working together, it can work well. So he's coming along, and I think he's doing a good job. Yes, ma'am. When I came in 2012, we had right at 100. I think it was 99. We have about 124. That's part of the challenge we face because while you want to employ people, the city is not an employment agency. Some people like to think it is, but it really is not, because if it gets like that, that's when our bills get so high that we have to drag more revenue and more taxes. We're supposed to create a city that functions effectively and efficiently with enough police and firemen, and then encourage employers to come in here. And they will come in here when we create the right atmosphere. Now, I share this with you because this is past, and Ms. Councilwoman Moon knows, and some of the people in economic development know it. We were this close to getting a major employer here. We've had 2 or 3, but we were this close to one of the biggest employers we would have had here in a long time. And that was Haygood tires. Haygood that you see on TV, where they had this, and they are a British company. They had their first American company here out at the exit 38 on the other side where the grass farm is, where we dedicated the CSX railroad site when the governor came down. Tuskegee was in the last 2 cities in the decision-making process. The state of Alabama was working with us. We couldn't say anything about it. But I think it was Tennessee or Mississippi, they put in a little more at the last minute to boost it on over, and they pulled it away from us. But our Economic Development Authority is constantly working on things like that. They are in our office at the CDC, Tuskegee-Macon County Community Development Corporation. So we see the foreign people that come in there. They come in, they close the door. We've had people from Germany in there, people from Birmingham will pop up, people from Atlanta. We had some people from Korea the other day. We just can't say anything about it. So we're this close to getting people here. But we've got to show that we're a community ready to do that. We have some people who came the other day. They've been here a year ago talking about doing a major farming operation here that will deal with organic farming. We're trying to get incentives together with them, with the university, with Auburn University, because this will be huge in the Southeast. You don't have it here. Number one thing that the man asked about, what about the workforce? And they're talking about all kinds of jobs. They just want to know that they got people who want to work, who can work, and who can be supervisors, who can do the IT, because they're going to have a high-tech operation. It's going to be farming. It's going to be a higher-level farming, but it will require a good workforce. So that's what they're interested in. And then they want to know, are we going to set the right atmosphere where they can be there? Unfortunately, they're trying to get enough acreage right on the edge of the city so we can annex it and it'll be part of the city of Tuskegee. It won't be outside of the city, which will benefit us and benefit them because we can get the services and we'll also get the revenue from the taxes. That'll be a big boost for our community. So you've got a number of people looking at us, and it's just a matter of us pulling it on over the hump, so to speak, making that last link. But we've got to present ourselves right, and we've got to show them we have a positive future. We've already started that, so we're going to get there and we're going to make it happen. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I work in Auburn. I have an Arcal Automotive. That's a subsidiary of Mercedes-Benz. We do parts for GM. And a lot of people from Tuskegee work there. I work at other plants. Tuskegee is employed everywhere, all over Auburn, all over Montgomery. There's no doubt we have a powerful workforce that's just not working here in Tuskegee. So if anybody got any question about whether we have people smart enough to run a plant, trust me, I've been in management, but it's just not here in Tuskegee. we got a lot of people that have skills, just not here. Right. So if anybody want to open up a plant, I'm telling you, people want to work in Tuskegee. I would gladly come back and work in this town. Never have worked in Tuskegee before. I've been here all my life, never did leave, but I worked out of town most of the time because that's where the high-paying jobs are. But we do want to work in Tuskegee. We do have skills, and we will come back and work. So if anybody asks you a question about, hey, do we have skilled workers? Yes, we do. They want to come over and work.
Thank you. That's an example of what I'm talking about. And he's I was talking to all of them. Because see, when the guy asked me, he's trying to put together a partnership with the city, CDC, the Economic Development Authority, a lot of entities here. And that was a question he asked me on the side. We weren't even in the formal meeting. He said, what about the workforce? And I had to tell him that there are people who will work. When they had that job fair last year at the complex, I was on the way to work, and I was going early that morning, about 7:30, 7:25. And when I looked at it, I said, what's going on there? I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? I couldn't figure it out, so I got to turn around and come back and see what's going on. So about an hour later, I called them to see what was going on. They said, it's a job fair today. The line was out the front door of the complex, across the parking lot, out into the parking lot, waiting to get in, and it was 7:30 in the morning. And when I told the man that, he said, that's all I want. That's the kind of thing I need to know. He said, because when I can bring this business here, I'm getting investors to put into this business. I need to know it's going to be successful. And so that's what we're trying to show people. We have people here who have always done, and there are still people here who want to do it. Because part of the reason they're coming here is because of our history. They know what Tuskegee has developed in the past. They know what we were. They come in, they look around, they get a little nervous. And what we have to do is assure them is that we're going forward. We're not going backwards. We're not standing still. We're going to build on what the past was. We can't live on our history. We now have to further that history. That's our part. Everybody else did all that. Dr. Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver, we can keep calling them name after name, Tuskegee Airmen. They did what they had to do. We need to do what we need to do. And then it'll go forward.
The coming of a medical facility or medical hospital. There are many citizens who believe that the city council is in the process of having a first-class medical facility built in Tuskegee. And when people have a conversation in my presence, I would like to be able to share with them what reality is. That's the first question. The second one, if you could speak some about what is going on with the lawsuit involving the 5% tax on utilities, where that is. And I'm interested in knowing what the city council's position is, what the city council's understanding of what the issues are. And again, that's so, because there's a lot of conversation going on in this community. And people need to know what the truth is.
Okay. Is this too loud? Too loud? Okay, then the first question, medical facility. Go ahead.
Can I say one word? You just said, and remember this, like-minded. People who are like-minded. If you know people who want to serve with Tony and they want to see this city move forward, please grab them, ask them to run. People who are like-minded, there is nothing the city council or the mayor pro tem can do by themselves, and you know this. So please think about like-minded people who want to move this city forward.
Thank you, Councilwoman Moon, and she speaks from a history of having been there 12 years, if not more, and sometimes battling by herself or only one or two votes being in the minority when you know we need to go in another direction, but the only thing you can do is fight. So we need a team. We need a group of people who will work together and move in the right direction. But to answer the question about the facility, what is happening out across from the police department on Highway 81 on North Southern Highway is the quality of life is moving their facility from Washington Plaza out to Highway 81 across from the police station. They're putting up a modular building right now. And they say they have plans for a $3.2 million health facility. Now, I don't know what stage that's in. We expect it. We hope it comes about. It is not a hospital. Let me say that. Let me be very clear. It is not a hospital. I don't want to give anybody a false idea that it's a hospital. There are some people who say that. There's no evidence of it. But first of all, you have to have dedicated beds from the hospital authority, which we don't have right now. The second thing, you have to have the doctors, which we have a number of doctors here. But more importantly, the greatest thing you have to have is the economic ability to make it happen. And right now, with us losing population, we can't sell that to people to be a hospital. You have to have it strong enough. One of the things I want to do is strengthen our EMTs and our ambulance service and life flights. And I say that because many people don't know, when people get in emergencies, I don't know how many of you have been in them, but at our church, we had a head-on accident 2 or 3 months ago. And Donna, she's in the back of the church because she's coordinating things, but Miss Pepin Warren, Representative Warren, was in the choir that Sunday. And she saw them say something, they called, and she jumped up, she went outside, and she came running and said, come here. I don't know what, I didn't know it was a shooter or what it was. So we jumped up and went out there, and there had been a head-on accident involving a student from Tuskegee University and a person in the community. Just like that, we heard the sirens, and who came? Tuskegee Fire Department. It was the EMTs. Just like that, and they are well-trained. They took them, they got them down, they wouldn't let them move. They got the equipment out and they went to work. They stabilized the young lady. They took the young man separately. They got him sitting down. The car seemed to look like the smoke come out like it's going to blow up. So we had to have the wreckers, everybody come to check the car, the fire trucks. Long story short, they stabilized the person. And who did it happen to be? It was Mario Lightfoot's first cousin. And Johnson Lightfoot happened to be in town. And who was Johnson Lightfoot? Everybody know who Johnson Lightfoot is? He's an MD in California who came from Tuskegee, Alabama. He went to school with me. It was a class out there street. That's right. That's Johnson Lightfoot from California. He happened to be in town. He came over after Mario called him, and he looked at it. He said, man, y'all done the job. You just put him on the ambulance and take him on. But that's how they knew what to do. That's the kind of people we have, and we need to train even more. I've talked to Deputy Swanson with the Sheriff's Department about training our policemen like that, because that's what they're doing for the sheriffs. We need people who need to know how to handle the emergency and have the right equipment, since we don't have a hospital, so we can stabilize people. One Sunday I went up to the church because I was told that some of the lights out and I do some facility things over there related to the facility. And I had to go up, and so I went real early in the morning because the light way up there, I had to use a tube to screw the light in. Long story short, I heard a helicopter outside, and I had come into church, and it's like I was way in the back, and I had locked the front door. I said, oh, somebody broke it. Somebody broke it. I didn't tell her who's about to come in this place. So I was thinking I need to run back and lock the door. So I went back to the front door, and I looked outside to see if there was a police helicopter, and it was life flight. They were landing on the side of Tim's, the middle school. They were landing right down there with the football field. So I locked up the church. I went across to see what was happening, see if I could help out. And Mr. Clark, I think it's Captain Clark on the fire department, he said, Mr. Haygood, Councilman Haygood, I had to call Life Flight. She was about to go in the shop. I said, man, you don't have any problem calling Life Flight. If that's what you got to do, you do it. Because the ambulances were too far away. So he made a split-second decision to call Life Flight. 13 minutes from the time he would call, they were landing on the field. EMTs got out or stabilized the woman, put in the helicopter, and took off. See, that's what we need. We don't have a hospital, but for emergencies, we need the top people here to stabilize people. But my father went out, and I happened to go by the house that day. Someone went home for some reason that day and came back by. I was on McFadden. He used to live where I live on Nona. Came back by the house, and I saw the car, and I saw the door, but I thought I saw something from the street. So I parked and looked at, he's out there laying on the ground. He didn't fail, hit his head, and he was laying out. Because of diabetic condition. That's what he ended up being, but they thought he was having a stroke at first. Same thing happened. The ambulances were in Montgomery. But the Tuskegee Fire Department came with 2 trucks, and they stabilized him. They found out what was going on. They got him stabilized, and they took him to the ambulance and got him stabilized. So So that's the key that we have to have since we don't have a hospital. We'll have a much better medical clinic down there when they finish it. They're just putting in modular buildings right now, but it won't be a hospital. This final story about that, and then I'll go to utilities. When my daughter Shannon was 4 months old, Mary was in a head-on accident coming from South Macon because she was teaching in South Macon then. I was down at the community college. Somebody called who recognized the car and said, I believe your wife's in an accident. You might need to come down here to East Game. I said, what? And he said, yeah, you might want to come on and help right quick. So I gave my daughter, who was only 4 months older, my best friend, I said, you know how to handle this? You get somebody to take care of her so I could go down there. I got down there, she had been in a head-on accident with a guy who'd been drinking and was buzzed real good. And he came right at Curry, right at the yellow store, and they hit head-on. I was checking to see if she was all right. That was an older car that we got from my great aunt that given to us. She had a seatbelt on, fortunately, but she went forward, hit her head, and busted all this across there. Fortunately, she was okay, but that was all busted and bleeding. So Dr. Robbins from Tuskegee happened to be down there. So he started telling us what to do to stabilize her. The other guy, the fire department, had to pull the door out to get him out of the car. And they had to call an ambulance. The only thing they could do because it was so bad, they called light flight. They landed right in the middle of Main Street where the yellow store is. Landed the helicopters, they came down, they had to turn it sideways and landed right in the middle of the street. Picked him up and took him to my doctor. That's what we've got to strengthen. We want a good medical facility, and we want to strengthen the one over here at the Reed Center. We got some top doctors over there a lot of people don't realize. Those are doctors from Opelika. Dr. Williams, when I went to it, when they thought something was wrong with my heart, found out I was in good condition. He told me I need to get some more sleep. Dr. Williams gave me every kind of test I could take up there in Opelika, and I was impressed with his offices up there, but that's who's over here in the clinic right here. And several other doctors, like the Taylor brothers, who I played ball with in school, who are top doctors, orthopedic, and the other one's dermatologist, and he comes out, one was coming out of Florida, the other out of Montgomery. You got some top doctors over there. So we have Dr. Hooks, and then you got Dr. Dr. Tuck, and now you have Dr. Maxwell, who we helped bring back to the community, one of our own, who's leading the program at UAB, and we helped bring her back to this community. So we got some good doctors here, we just have to improve that. So that's what our medical situation is. We hope to get to where we'll have a facility. But the reality of it is, when I was talking to a doctor at the 75th anniversary of Tuskegee Airmen about a month ago, he said that hospitals aren't going to small communities anymore unless we have some way to supplement it. The only reason Tallahassee has a hospital is because all those industries over there, they give so much to the hospital to keep it open. And if you've ever been over in Tallahassee, we were over there because when we had Southern Community College, our nurses did their clinical over there. They've never had more than 2 floors open. They got 3 floors in Tallahassee Hospital. One of those floors has always been a storage because they can't afford to open the 3rd floor. And they had intended to have, what is the delivery called? Obstetrics? OB. They couldn't do it because of the cost. So that's why they don't have it. So the idea of a hospital is difficult to get to. We'd like to have it, but we can have some of the top medical people here and the top emergency facilities. Hopefully we'll get, as we grow, we'll grow back to the position where we can have hospitals. Now on the current case, the judge, it's in the judge's hands now. They have made, the plaintiffs have made their case. We responded to it. As you saw in the paper, they asked for $5.4 million. And will likely be appealed if it can be appealed. They said before an appeal they want a superseded bond, which could go to $6.7 million if not more. So it just depends on what the judge says right now. We have to wait on that. But the thing that we have to do, and I've been talking with Councilwoman Moon, haven't talked much with the others because I have to catch up with them. It's kind of hard to do sometimes, but we're trying to get to them. Because when a decision is made by the judge, we got to do something immediately. Because it doesn't look real good going in. That decision says that the 5% shouldn't have been more than 3%. That's what they say. And then they say that it shouldn't have been on the individual bill, which we understand. So even if it's taken off, the judge can say we can't collect it at all. But if it's collected, it will be put in escrow. That doesn't help the citizens because it doesn't come off. It doesn't help the city because we're not getting 3% at all. We're not getting 5%. We're not getting 3%. We're not getting anything. It doesn't help the utilities board because they still got to collect it. So we have to wait and see what he says. As far as the supersedence bond, that's if it's appealed and we go further in the court, which would be more court costs, more money, more interest. We don't know, but we're going to have to make some hard decisions. So I'm going to hopefully talk to Councilman Lee soon. Hopefully talk to Councilman Whitehead and Mayor Ford. But we've got to make some decisions that make sense. And as you get more information about it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But we shouldn't have gotten to a point where we're facing a potential $6.7 million bond. Okay, if that's what it takes to appeal it, where do we get $670,000 cash to put up before the bond if they say it has to be a cash fund? So those things we're facing. So we don't know right now. We're kind of in between, but we do know that the judge will make a decision, then we've got to make a decision. And hopefully when the decision is made, we have enough time to consider some alternatives. What we want to do is make the best situation we can as far as the citizens are concerned. The things that are wrong need to be straightened out if they're wrong. And there's some things that may be wrong. It shouldn't have been on the citizens' bill. We know that. That was a mistake that was made. That was made some years ago and need to be corrected. We tried to correct it, we can't get the votes. That's what Councilwoman Moon was saying. When you can't get the votes, you can't move. Although we brought it up a couple of times, we can't get the votes to move it. The second thing is, they're still trying to say that 5% was allowable. The judge said it's not allowable according to what he has. We won't know until the judge rules. But even not, we try to say, well, let's go back to 3% in the meantime so we can have the 3% and we won't be battling the judge with 5%. We couldn't get the votes to do that. So we're just kind of in limbo right now. But I don't think it'll be more than 2 weeks to 3 weeks before we finally know. I don't think it's going to be a long period of time. He gave the plaintiffs 7 days to give them what they were requesting. He gave us 7 days to respond. And all that was done last week. So right now, we're just in a holding pattern. So I just ask that, you consider it, think what you would suggest, and pray because it doesn't help anybody. A lot of people talk about want the money, want the money. To be honest, and I'm not just saying this because we're in this situation, it's not going to be a lot of money to people. The lawyers get most of the money, just like in most class action suits, they'll give out somebody, $50, $100 like that. But to the city, it'll be a $5.4 billion hit, $5.4 million hit, which could impact our services and could threaten our stability. So that's kind of where that is right now.
Doesn't they go to court next Monday? Because they was asking us at the last meeting, everybody should be there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
We haven't been told. We know that the court convenes, I think, next Monday.
When I was at the meeting, that's what they said. They even asked me to be there at 9
next Monday.
Next Monday.
Okay. Next Monday at 9 o'clock.
Everybody should be there.
Because the judge, if he calls it up, and he calls us up first the last 2 times, then he'll make that decision. But it doesn't have to be as negative if we work on it in a positive way. That's the only thing I can say, and that's where we are right now. Any other questions? We need to get back to the music, but I'd be glad to answer any other questions. I've seen some other people come in. I think we still have some hors d'oeuvres back there. Have some beverages. Again, I appreciate each one of y'all for coming out tonight. Any contribution you made, if you didn't make a contribution except to be here, I thank you for being here. I hope you'll encourage others. Give me your suggestions. Give me your criticism. If you have solutions with your criticism, that's great. But if not, if you just have a criticism, we'll take the criticism. We'll try to work on it because we all want to make this community better. And it's not only about us. If we don't do something, we're not getting our children in the future or our grandchildren. And that's a sad state to think about what our parents did to us. Yes, sir. Reverend.
Whom do we make the check and who's collecting the money?
Okay. Collecting the money right here, the big box. The checks go to Haygood campaign, or either Haygood for mayor, Haygood campaign, or Haygood for mayor. And we have a lot of more, quite a few more cards we'll get. In addition, we'll have signs coming out Tuesday. We got delayed with the signs, but we will have signs coming out Tuesday. And the first we're going to order some more t-shirts. So you want to give them a letter and give them your size and your name. If We'll be opening the campaign headquarters the first of next week. Campaign headquarters will be on Fonville, something on 4 Fonville, right next to where the whole doctor's offices used to be. You'll see NFO on the building. We'll be painting the building. It was a building that used to be a construction building for Simpson. So that'll be on Fonville. Right as you go into the complex, so when you go there to vote, you'll know how to vote. You see the sign. Anyone else? Nancy?
I have them to clean up everything real good. My thing is people that come by and say things great. You understand what I'm saying?
She's just asking that we are helping to clean up and get things clean, so let's remind people to keep our community clean as much as possible. And we thank the clean city committee that Ms. Lou works with and others on the team. Councilwoman Moon has gone out there personally, but the clean city committee remind others to keep our city clean. If nothing else, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Billy Perry. Let's thank Mr. Billy Perry and Al Williams for the great music they provide us.
I'm not Bill, but I wanted to say one more thing. I did not say that every member of the council, it would be beautiful if we did, would agree. But once again, if you disagree, but you know that the position that the majority is taking is right, please let us not go to Willie Lynch syndrome. Because I can't say that enough. So you have all these ideas of what should be doing, and that's talking to the choir. Because we all believe and know what the city needs. But please encourage 3 more people who want to do the right thing to serve with our next mayor.
Once again, recognize the other candidates who are here this evening, or anybody else who wants to be, who might have been moved, we'll ask you to stand as well. Ms. Good, Mr. Norton Good, Money Moore,
Shelley Boyd, place 1.
Mr. Sutton Simpson, running for District 3, City of Tuskegee City Council. Judy Baldwin,
City of Tuskegee, District 1.
City of Tuskegee, District 1. And Mr. Noah Hopkins, City of Tuskegee, District 2. Thank you all. We'll be here in a while.
One more time for Tony. Haygood, give it up for my brother. Well, thank you.